What's going on, Spooky Chooms, and welcome back to Fright City. My name is Adam, and welcome to the first video of 2026. Happy New Year. And yes, we are in Studio A, not at a Halloween shopping thing. That's obviously a few months away, but we're still going to cover rumors and speculation maps and all that pertaining to the coming year's Halloween Horror Nights. So let's get started, shall we? It is Fog and Fear and Butterbeer time. So yeah, if you're a longtime viewer, same room but kind of a new setup. Definitely upgraded this Christmas with even more upgrades to come. Hopefully a better camera in phone form or whatever by the time shopping season comes along. But hey, better lighting. Hopefully you can hear me better. So everything's coming up spooky. So with that said, let's get on to why we're even doing this here in January. And it's that on, yeah, see, I got a little tracking thing too. So on Christmas Day, for like the second year in a row, uh, Horror Night Nightmares, who usually releases the speculation maps during the spec season that we all know and love, once again released a Christmas themed spec map, which is pretty much, I guess, going to be considered the very first spec map of the year. Not just like a preseason spec map, but like the spec map. If it's not already, then it probably will be if it becomes a consistent thing. So anyway, I'm going to show you right here. It's the maps for both HHN Orlando and Hollywood. But for this video, I'm mainly going to talk about what's on HHN Orlando's spec map because, well, that's the one I've been to and I'm familiar with. I I don't know which one is the Jurassic World extended queue or whatever at Hollywood. Hopefully one day I will, but we're not quite there yet. So with that said, let's get started and let's see that HHN Orlando spec map. So if you've been to Universal Orlando before, you know the layout. But if you don't, then the southwest corner is where you're going to enter, and then that's when you're going to see the very first scare zone in Plaza of the Stars. And then from there, you have options to take a right turn into Hollywood, and then later on straight to the lagoon, and then right into New York, and then you'll get to Louis, and then into San Francisco and all that. And then the rest of it is just everything centered around that big old lagoon. Which, yeah, if I didn't say it before in my HHN review videos, the Return of the Lagoon show was, well, incredible. But we're not here to talk about last year. We are looking forward to the future. So we're going to go up in the northwest corner. Sorry, I'm not quite there at the editing yet, that I'm doing the whole circling and play-by-plays and all that. So I'm just trying to describe it to you as best I can. So over in A, at Soundstage 22, there's a picture of a Jack in the Box scaring an elf, it looks like. And the first thing that came to mind on that was that it's going to be the house of, with the return of Jack the Clown, which is what everyone's expecting. It's an anniversary year. I mean, I don't know if the rumor is concrete, but like I said last video with the Oddfellow symbol, Jack and Oddfellow look like they're about to clash here sometime soon. So yeah, anniversary year, Jack the Clown, that's it. So over in B, which is in Soundstage 23A, you've got a little upside down clock that's got some blood on it. If you're a Stranger Things fan, you know that's Vecna's clock. So we're thinking Stranger Things 5 coming back this year. At the time of recording this, the finale hasn't happened yet. So, like I said, Stranger Things stuff is in fever pitch right now, and I'm very much hoping for this house this year. If not next year at the very latest, but things so far things are looking at this year. in letter C. In soundstage 23B, you've got a little Santa hat or an elf hat or Christmassy looking hat with pinheads in it. That's because there's a rumor going right now that Hellraiser will be coming to the event. So, of course, Pinhead himself, yeah, it's not that much of a stretch. And then in E, in soundstage 24B, there's an eggnog carton, which I'm guessing that it's the It Welcome to Dairy House, because that is, I'd say it's maybe a lukewarm rumor right now, but we'll see. It'd be interesting if they have both Pennywise and Jack the Clown at the event. I mean, I've said this before, and I'm just like, that'd be definitely something if that both happen, but I'm not completely sold on it until it actually is confirmed. But hey, I mean, we didn't know last year's IP lineup altogether when it was just rumors would actually all show up at the event at the same time, and it did. So anything can happen here. And then the Fast and Furious queue, there's a wolf in a Santa hat, and yeah, I've I don't know. I genuinely I'm trying to werewolf stuff beyond American Werewolf in London and the Underworld Lycans and the Wolfman and all that isn't really super strong into my forte, so I can't really think of what properties this would be. But hey, I'm interested to find out. So then we're going to go all the way over to the tents, which is in the southeast corner of this here map. The sprung tents that they put up specially for Halloween Horror Nights houses. So in tent 1, we just have a present that's to be determined. As you can see, all the other presents marked around the map, it's basically TBD. And then in tent 2, there's a skeletal hand doing the metal horns. So we're thinking that's Heavy Metal Hell 3D, which is another quote unquote movie that was featured in Slaughter Cinema 2 a couple years ago, just like Hatchet and Chains last year, came from there, became its own house. So this one I'm definitely very excited for. So we're going over to tents 3 and 4, which is where Fallout and Galkin were last year. And in tent 3, there's a lock with a combination on it, which I wasn't sure what that could be at first, like zero guesses. But then I was watching a speculation video from DC Thrills a couple days ago, and he said that Legacy threw out a rumor recently that Resident Evil was coming back to the event. Whew! Now, if you know me, one of my favorite horror things, period, is the Resident Evil franchise. Not just the movies, I've been obsessed with the games my whole life. Love, 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 love that series. Resident Evil did come to the event once before, back in 2013, I want to say. And it was a very video game based sort of Escape from Raccoon City sort of plot. From what I could see from videos, it looked super awesome. I definitely would have loved to have gone to see that one, but this one, I don't know. It's interesting because Resident Evil Requiem is coming out in February, a few days before my birthday, BT Dubs. And there's going to be another Resident Evil movie reboot. Can't remember if that's coming this September or next September, something along those lines. But I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. If there is a Resident Evil house, I can imagine they'll be moving away from the basic Raccoon City umbrella thing, and who knows, maybe we'll see something from the Baker family in Louisiana, or Lady Dimitrescu, or anything to do with the Ethan Winters saga. Or maybe we're just going to jump into whatever Grace Ashcroft and Leon Kennedy's up to in Requiem. I don't know. I'm very interested to find out if this remains to be true, and really loving how HHN is sticking with the whole video game thing since Last of Us, and then Fallout and everything. Very, 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 very excited. So yeah, combination lock, Resident Evil. In Intent 4, there's 2 cigarettes being lit up by a Zippo, and I believe this is also from another one I've heard that it's going to be Sinners, the movie with Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld. That would be awesome. That one, ooh, that movie definitely surprised me because I went in there, I had no idea what it was about. Really, I mean, I knew it was, set in the South back in the blues times, and I knew it had something to do with that era, but I did not expect it to be how it was, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised. So if we get a Sinner's House, especially with how awesome they did uh that Crossroads house, Pine Straw Spruce, the Deal with the Devil sort of thing. Oh, it's escaping me now, but you know the one from back from 2023. Yeah, they do a house similar to that with vampires. I'm here for it. I am here for it. So yeah, that's all the little speculations and my guesses and trying to put the puzzles in piece. So please let me know your thoughts. Share with me any information that I might have missed. I would definitely love to hear it. Ugh, I cannot. I cannot for the life of me remember what that Crossroads house was. What was it? What was it? I know I could just look it up later and throw it in the tags, but that was like my favorite original from that year too. Damn. So, with all that said, thanks for joining me on this quick one. I'll see you hopefully for the next speculation map, and which will hopefully be before April, because I'm still planning on doing the Halloween shopping stuff, which all usually starts, I guess, with either Michael's with their gothic stuff that they release in spring, or it could be just straight up at home. Who knows? But anyways, thanks for watching this. Thanks for sitting here with me and just trying to. God, I still can't remember what that house is. But either which way, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is going to be a super awesome year. Have fun and stay spooky.